So, what happens when one of Taiwan's biggest chip makers suddenly demands a 15% price cut from its suppliers? Could this spark a chip price war in 2026? And more importantly, how will this affect investors, tech companies, and honestly, the entire semiconductor ecosystem? Today, we're diving into UMC's bold move to slash supplier prices, the growing threat of Chinese foundries, and what this could mean for the future of mature node chips. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to StockScope AI. If you want in-depth insights on stocks, semiconductors, and the AI revolution, go ahead and hit subscribe, and let's continue the video. UMC is Taiwan's second-largest foundry, just behind TSMC. Unlike TSMC, which, dominates leading-edge nodes like 3 nanometers and soon 2 nanometers, UMC's strength really lies in mature nodes, 22 nanometers, 28 nanometers, and 40 nanometers. In the second quarter of 2025, nearly 40% of its revenue came from 22 and 28 nanometer processes, while 40 nanometers added another 15%. But here's the catch. UMC has no revenue below 14 nanometers. Its Intel partnership for 12 nanometer mass production won't arrive until 2027. This means UMC is extremely vulnerable to price competition in the mature node space. According to Commercial Times, UMC told suppliers that, starting January 1st, 2026, all supply contracts must cut prices by at least 15%. This includes silicon wafers, chemicals, gases, equipment, and even logistics and testing services. It's actually the first large-scale move of this kind in recent years by a major foundry. Why? Well, because UMC's margins are collapsing, from 45% in 2022 to just 27% in the first half of 2025. Compare that with TSMC, still holding a near 60% gross margin. And with a new Singapore fab coming online in 2026, depreciation costs will rise further, adding even more pressure. Chinese foundries like SMIC and Huawei are, aggressively expanding their 28 nanometer to 90 nanometer capacities. This means that supply is actually growing much faster than demand. Already, IC design houses in Taiwan have cut mature node orders by about 20 to 30% in the third quarter of 2025. Utilization rates could drop from 70% in the first half to 60% or even lower in the second half. SMIC's margins are also falling from 22.5% in the first quarter of 2025 to 20.4% in the second quarter. The entire mature node market is, honestly, heading into oversupply, and UMC is moving first to prepare. UMC's aggressive price cuts could force suppliers to lower costs or lose contracts. This move might put pressure on smaller foundries like Vanguard and PSMC. It could even trigger a pricing spiral where competitors match cuts just to survive. Now for investors, lower costs may help UMC protect its margins in the short term. However, oversupply and falling average selling prices risk longer-term profitability declines. Meanwhile, customers, like those in the automotive and consumer electronics sectors, stand to benefit from cheaper mature node chips. Let's consider the scenarios. In a bull case, UMC's proactive cuts improve cost competitiveness, allowing it to survive the 2026 oversupply storm. In a base case, price competition continues, margins stabilize at a lower level, and UMC lags far behind TSMC. In a bear case, prolonged oversupply combined with weak demand could force utilization below 60%, damaging both revenue and profitability. Risk factors include Chinese subsidies fueling more oversupply, a global EV slowdown reducing automotive chip demand, and rising depreciation from new fabs. Looking towards 2026 and beyond, it may mark the start of a volume-up, price-down phase in semiconductors. Mature nodes will remain crucial for cars, IoT, and industrial electronics, but at much thinner margins. UMC's ability to balance scale versus profitability will be key to its future. For investors, UMC is no longer just a safe bet on steady chip demand. It's entering a battlefield with shrinking profits and rising competition. So, the big question remains, will UMC's bold price cuts save it from a looming chip glut or accelerate a price war that hurts the whole industry? The next 2 years will reveal the answer. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Will UMC survive the 2026 chip storm or not?